Okay, so welcome everyone to our July 2024 session of Community Health Learning Collective, also known as CHLC. So for those who may be new, my name is Maureen Burns, and my colleague Candace Straw. She and I are two community health workers that work for the HAP Foundation here in Chicago, Illinois. And we facilitate this group as a free monthly virtual online shared learning space, basically a place for community health workers, promotoras de salud, CHRs, and our allies to really just come together and share knowledge. So as a part of that, every month we typically welcome different speakers who share their knowledge on some topic that impacts the health of our communities. So we're thrilled for July 2024 to welcome Andrea Schindel-Decker and Marimar Gutierrez from Make-A-Wish Foundation, Make-A-Wish Foundation Illinois chapter, I believe.
That's
So with
correct.
that, I'm going to throw it over to them. Thank you so much. We're so grateful to have you and excited to learn about all of your services.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Maureen, for having us in the Foundation and everyone that joined today for giving us this space to talk about our mission and the work that we're doing in the community and how you can participate in our mission in a variety of ways. So my name is Marimar Gutierrez. I'm the Community Engagement Manager at Make-A-Wish, Illinois. And then I'll let Andrea introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrea Schindel-Decker. I am the Senior Referral Outreach Coordinator here for Illinois. It means I'm the Intake and Medical Eligibility Manager. So all the referrals for the state of Illinois start on my desk. So if you have questions about that, I'm your lady.
Awesome. So who is Make-A-Wish? Hopefully some of you are a little familiar with our organization, but essentially we are an organization that is focusing on together creating life-changing wishes for children with critical illness, extra emphasis on children with critical illnesses, because till this day, a lot of people still believe that we're only for terminally ill children, and that is not the case. There's over 150 illnesses that can qualify a child, which Andrea will get into a little bit later. But that is our goal, to create this life-changing wish experience for children and their families that are facing those illnesses. And our vision is to make sure that we grant a wish for every eligible child throughout the state of Illinois. We believe that this is really important in making sure that the medical journey of the child goes positively, right? Hope and joy is something that we want to deliver through every wish and for every child to experience. And so again, not only do we want to reach this child, we want to make sure that we are granting a wish during the most impactful part of their health journey, because we believe that, again, hope and joy is a form of medicine. It's something that really lifts the spirits of our children and also make sure that they comply more with the medical procedures they encounter. And so as we move on,
Yep, here we go.
this is one of my favorite wishes, so I'll let Andrea play it.
Okay, here we go.
So make sure you share your sound in the Zoom.
Yeah, I just realized I am not sharing the sound in the Zoom.
Well, while Andrea shares the sound, let me tell you a little bit about Idris. Idris' wish was to be a CTA conductor, which is pretty unique. It's a pretty unique wish. And so it was just very heartwarming, not only because of his love for the city. You might know Idris, he also dressed up as Lori Lightfoot one year. Like, so
He did. He's very famous.
Chicago. Like his love is Chicago, which again, love. And so as he was going through this journey of the CTA, he went through the route that his mom and his siblings take. So he knew every single stop. And he was the one saying it. And not only did he know every stop by memory, he also knew all the extra announcements, like please don't litter, like all of the announcements that you hear on the CTA, he knew them by memory. So true CTA fan. Yeah, and Andrea, is it shared?
It should be here. Let me.
So at the top of your screen where you're sharing,
Yeah.
it should be like 3 dots and then a menu that says share
Yes.
sound.
Yes, that's what it's not. It's sharing computer sound. There we go. For us. I was in that menu.
Today is World Wish Day, so we have been celebrating.
Volume is up now. Can you guys hear it?
Yes.
Excellent.
Wait.
Oh, now I can't hear it.
The
Now you
video.
can. Oh wait, it muted.
Incredible wish to be a
try
CTA
now.
conductor for the
Let's go back to Brian.
World Wish
and
Month.
How about now?
It's our inaugural World Wish Month, and we are so excited to be here with Idris on the biggest day of all, World Wish Day. We are celebrating an incredible wish for Idris to be a CTA conductor for the day. I was lucky enough to be the Wish Discovery volunteer to work with Idris and his mom, Catherine, when we picked this wish up. It's been incredible. Idris and his whole family, as his mom terms it, the entire village has come together and really just made something so special for the entire community. Thing for the entire Make-A-Wish enterprise, whether it be our local chapter here in Illinois or the wider Make-A-Wish America enterprise, it's all about building community and finding those connections where we can find that shared sense of purpose and bring communities together that might not otherwise have that opportunity to create magical experiences just like this.
And so Idris Wish is just a great overview of all the things that a wish entails. And it really takes a community from the referral to the wish completion and beyond. And so today we want to discuss with all of you our initiatives that are focused on ensuring an equitable wish experience, to go ahead and equip you all with the information on how referrals happen to Make-A-Wish, so you can empower the families that you work with to either ask their provider for more information about Make-A-Wish, or help them fill out the referral form themselves, and also identify opportunities and next steps to integrate Make-A-Wish Illinois with the HAP Foundation and other allies and key stakeholders. So what is the wish journey? So the wish journey is not a fleeting gift. It is a journey that is planned, and it's also very intentional in making sure that, again, we're getting that wish during the most impactful part of their journey, where it really gives and arms families with the hope and the resilience they need to undergo the critical illness their child is facing, and also to make sure that at the end of the wish, right, that they are continuing to stay involved and continuing to know that there is a community behind them. And so it's all about establishing those connections to strengthen the child's support system and the family support system, to empower the child and to empower them by giving them that option. A lot of time when children are going through critical illnesses, they don't have a lot of power over the things that most children do, like what do they do after school, or what procedures they can and cannot get, right? They're undergoing a very strict medical process. And so giving a child the opportunity to say, like, let's do something you want, like you have a choice here, is very empowering for them, and building anticipation and something that makes them stay up and makes them feel like they have something to look forward to. And I always talk about the day, kind of like when you go back to school, and I remember being so excited and looking forward to it and setting up the outfit and being so pumped for the first day of school. That's the amount of anticipation and joy we want to bring those kids as they're waiting for their wish. And again, create that hope as they're going through a dark time, and build that resiliency and assist in that healing process. So it all starts with one referral. And again, Andrea's going to go over in more detail how the referral goes through. Once the child is referred, they are onboarded. And so we go through that. We discover the wish, we create a wish celebration after it has been created, and then we keep in touch with them forever and ever.
All about the lasting impact.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we can move on to the next one.
All right, there we go.
Yeah. And so I lead the Inclusive Engagement Initiative. And so the Inclusive Engagement Initiative, aside from the overall mission that we have as an organization, this initiative is focused on fulfilling our promise to grant those life-changing wishes for children with critical illnesses, and hyper-focusing our efforts in underserved communities. We want to make sure that underserved communities, as we know, there is a disparity in the healthcare access they have. And so we want to make sure that we are there to tackle that gap, and that those communities have the tools and the knowledge to participate in our mission at all capacities, as volunteers, as wish families, and just in general as allies of the mission. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, so essentially the main goals are we need to trust community, we need to build that trust in communities of high need. The communities that we're focused on are particularly in the South Side, although we are looking to expand this initiative's focus, and making sure that people in this community know who we are and trust our brand and our mission. We work with Black and Latino communities in this specific region, and we find that sometimes Latino communities, when they have never heard of Make-A-Wish, and when we go up and we're like, oh, your child gets a free wish, it kind of feels a little bit bizarre to them. And so making sure that everyone knows we're a legitimate organization and are with the best interest and heart for children.
Right.
We also want to make sure that we're fostering relationships with community healthcare workers and community-based organizations so that all eligible families have the option to experience the power of a wish. And so kind of like we're doing here, right? CHWs are so important in making sure the families are aware of resources that they have at hand. And we also understand that there are disparities into maybe reaching or having the time to have lengthier conversations with some healthcare professionals in different communities. And so in whatever way we can spread the information and have the information out there on how to refer a child, we are assuring that more families understand our process and are able to at least learn about our program and their possible eligibility. We also want to facilitate an equitable wish experience for every child. And so this is something that we're working very hard on. We want to make sure that a child is able to be free to wish, right? That empowerment piece is so important. And so making sure that they're wishing for whatever their heart desires and not whatever is an immediate need, right? Moving beyond the need into something more magical. And also making sure that we are recruiting and retaining wish granting volunteers for years to come, to ensure that the children's experience during the wish is very impactful during the most crucial part of their journey. And so we really want to make sure that we're diversifying our volunteer base. We think representation is super important, especially for young children. And we want their volunteers to look like them, to be part of their community. And so one of the things I think about a lot is, like wishes to be like royalty, right? We don't ever grant wishes for money, but let's say someone's like, oh, I want to be a millionaire, then we talk a little bit more about like, what does it mean to feel like a millionaire? And so for a child in a specific region, that might look totally different. And so we want volunteers that are able to understand the cultural nuances, and that are able to really participate fully in the wish and understand our wish children. And we also need more bilingual volunteers in all languages, especially English, Spanish.
Yep.
And so in the community, the work that we are doing right now for the Inclusive Engagement Initiative is presenting at staff meetings, at professional development days, really anywhere where we can get in front of an audience and they are willing to hear about our mission and how they can get involved, participating in community events, health fairs, sharing wish stories via newsletters or social media channels for community pages or community organization pages, participating in community network groups, and encouraging local businesses to also offer in-kind donations for local business, for local wishes, and making sure that people know, like, hey, like this is how you can contribute to the mission of a child near you. So that's what we are doing so far. And so what can you do, right? How can you help in encouraging the Inclusive Engagement Initiative to grow and to be successful? You yourself can deliver joy and celebrate a wish. Wish celebration volunteers are those volunteers that help build that anticipation and that excitement as it leads up to the child's wish fulfillment. And so basically, if you are someone who likes to plan parties or is the person who's always bringing the cupcakes to the staff meetings, this is probably for you. The next trainings are July 23rd and August 14th, and I'll put in the link on the chat later on just so that you can sign up if that's something that you want to do. But also, if this is not something that maybe you have the bandwidth for or something that you are interested in doing, there's still so many ways in which you can contribute to the mission by being a connector. We're always looking for organizations that are like-minded, that care about health equity. So if you know an organization that cares about health equity or is working to bridge that gap in any community within the city of Chicago, especially in the South and West Side, and they might be able to or want to learn more about our referral criteria, please let us know. Or if you're part of a civic group that might want to learn on how they can help celebrate wish children in their community, that is also something in which you can reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to kind of help those people take on a wish or celebrate a wish. And some of our local wishes are super fun. This is a picture of Emilio and Yvette. And so it was a puppy wish. So she got to deliver a puppy and it was adorable. Puppy's name is Max. So it was amazing time. So it's pretty cool thing you get to do. So yeah, those are some of the ways in which you can help. And now I'll pass it on to Andrea.
Yes, you will. All right, so let's talk about that wish impact. So you got to see that little Emilio with his puppy Max. That's a great day, but there's a lot more that comes with it. And like I said, we're going to send these slides out, so I won't, dive into every statistic, but there are stats here linked above. But we did a big project to get information from our medical professional partners and our WISH alumni family. We did a huge survey to see, what is the impact on a wish that you've seen? And here in red, you can see some information from our medical providers. 98% said that they observed that the wish experience helps relieve families from traumatic stress related to their child's critical illness. And 90% of medical providers said a wish increases a child's compliance with treatment. That's huge. That's a big impact. Now, remember, this is correlation, not causation, but these are exactly the kind of correlations you want to see. 87% of WISH alumni said their wish gave them strength to fight their critical illness. 95% of parents said they saw their child's emotional well-being improve throughout the WISH experience. 92% of WISH alumni said their experience brought their family closer together. And 94% also said that their wish made them feel more joyful, confident, and hopeful about their future. So I'm sure we all know, as community health workers and allies and partners in community overall health, you can see that the benefits are for the family as well as the child. So everyone is part of the experience, and everyone benefits. So I think that's a really important call out to make. Here is what your role could be during the WISH journey. So we have that referral and onboarding that Marimar talked about. So referral and onboarding is that you can be the person that introduces Make-A-Wish. You can, be the one focusing on the impact of the wish versus the wish itself. Instead of saying, oh, you should go big, let's just be like, what do you really want to wish for and why? And really help kind of encourage that excitement. And you can help the family submit the referral. You can talk to them about their wish discovery. You can become a wish discovery volunteer. You can help with wish creation as their volunteer. You can also help us by reaching out to the med team to make sure that the child's wish is medically appropriate. You can ask them to talk about their wish. Kids love to talk about it, and they love to be asked, especially about something that doesn't have to do with their illness. And again, that continues on for the wish granting and making sure that we connect them in with our incredible award-winning alumni program. Again, this is a longer video, so I'm not going to play this right now. However, I do encourage you all to have a look. Hope is medicine. So several years ago, Make-A-Wish Israel did a study, but then we had another physician do a study at Nationwide Children's that it was a looking back study. So they didn't deliberately fail to give children a wish, but he did study children that had a wish versus children that didn't have a wish. And he was able to see that, you know, there were psychological and physical effects. There were significant positive changes from baseline to follow-up evaluation in hope, positive emotions, health-related quality of life and anxiety, and a decrease in a perception of physical limitations. And 1 year post-wish, children had lower unplanned hospitalizations, hospital charges, length of stay, emergency visits, and overall hospitalizations, which is tremendous, and a significant decrease in healthcare utilization and cost. So when we say hope is medicine, it really is. One of our biggest partners is a cardiologist out of Lurie Children's, and he tells everyone this is part of his treatment plan. It's just part of his treatment plan. Like, okay, you're going through something major here. It's time to just add a wish to the program, and this is why. So I encourage you to watch this later. It's a tearjerker. Bring your tissues, but it is a little bit of a longer video. So in the interest of time, I will keep us moving forward because I'd love to have time for questions. So wish types. Make-A-Wish granted approximately 729 wishes in fiscal year 23. We will have fiscal year numbers for FY24 soon as our fiscal year turns over at the end of August as opposed to January, but we are on track to grant 800, maybe more this fiscal year. A lot of people associate us with Disney, and that's great. We love our Disney wishes. We love our Disney partners, but there is so much more than just Disney. I'm often known for being a little bit cheeky and saying it's make a wish, not make a trip. And that is because some of the most impactful wishes, like you just saw Idris's wish, can be non-Disney and non-travel wishes. Idris thought he was just going to ride the train. He had no idea he was going to be a conductor, by the way. It was the best surprise. So we have things like the celebrity meet and greet. We have children asking for, you know, I want a baby grand piano and piano lessons. You got it. Animals, like we have, I want a puppy. I want a specific ragdoll kitten. I want, you know, there was one kid that got a dog. It's a specific kind of teddy bear dog. It looks like a teddy bear. It's this big, is the cutest thing I ever saw. So we give pets. There was another kiddo that wanted a lizard room. So she has a whole reptile room. Adaptive equipment. Down here, you can see EC's adaptive bicycle. That was such an incredible wish. She just wanted to ride her bike like the other kids in the neighborhood. So we got her an adaptive bike. Adaptive swings are also very popular. Camper trailers, you know, travel can be very difficult for some children with critical illness and can be very fraught. So campers and trailers really skyrocketed in popularity since the pandemic. Custom outdoor play sets, computers, electronics, shopping sprees, and again, of course, travel. But the limit is really the child's imagination. Like Marty Marr said, if they say, I want to be a millionaire, well, we can't give you money, but what does it mean to be a millionaire? And how can we create that experience for you? So that is what we are interested in. How to create that experience and that magic. So wish fulfillment timelines, this is also important. In terms of building trust for the community, we want people to know this is a very intentional wish journey and a very intentional process. It is not intended to be like bing, bang, boom, you ask for something and we just throw it at you. It is a very intentional process to build that hope, strength, joy, and resilience. A typical wish is about 6 to 12 months from qualified to fulfilled. Again, it's very intentional based on that wish journey model. We're taking that time to really get to know the child, their family, their hopes, their dreams, their heartfelt wish. A semi-rush or a rush wish can be anywhere from 1 to 3, 3 to 6 months, and we've had less than a week, less than a day wishes. Obviously, the more time we have, the more the more we can do. But when we have to do a quick turnaround, we can make it happen. But the family is not able to indicate that they would like to accelerate the wish. We really do depend on medical partners to let us know, like, hey, this is not going very well. We need to accelerate the wish journey. So that is when I collaborate with our medical partners to make sure that we're dealing in a timely fashion. Because, you know, there's always that family. It's like, well, technically spring break would be the best time to go. And we do work with the families and their schedules, but we can't just leapfrog based on things like that. We are only accelerating the journey when medically required. So let's talk about that eligibility criteria for a wish, because that is my bread and butter. At the time of the referral, a child must be diagnosed with a critical illness. So that means something that is progressive, degenerative, and or malignant that is placing their life in jeopardy. That's a very broad statement. That's the broadest one of all. And so that is really where my work comes in. There are a lot of conditions, as Marty Mar said, over 150 and counting, because we look at every child's case individually. If you guys have questions about that, we can talk about it. But medical conditions that would be typically eligible, and I say the words typically eligible, are because almost everything is a conditional qualifier and has parameters. So if you see a child and they're receiving chemotherapy or radiation, that may be a child that you should probably make sure that they've talked to their team about referring. The child must be between 2.5 and 18 years old, and that means referred before their 18th birthday. They don't have to have the wish completed before their 18th birthday. I just have to have that referral in my hot little hands at the very latest the day before their 18th birthday. And the reason for that is that we serve children. And the reason for the 2.5 is that the journey is best understood by slightly older children. We found that 2.5 is just about the youngest we can go and have that journey still be meaningful and impactful. And they must reside in Illinois. Or be staying here for an extended period. If there's a wish that, you know, they want to do a shopping spree on Michigan Avenue while they're staying at Ronald McDonald House, we can do that. It's deliberately gray. It's like, if you're staying here for a while, we can start the wish here and you can finish it at home. We are very flexible and we collaborate with all 58 chapters. I do want to point out that when we say reside in Illinois, we mean that you lay your head on a pillow in Illinois. We are not remotely interested in legal status is the best way to put that. If the only time that comes into play is, let's say we have a family that would not have the documentation to return to this country, we're not going to send you out of the country if we don't think we can get you back safely. So that's the only time that comes into play. But we do not work with any law enforcement agencies, any federal agencies in that regard. No, that's not our interest or our concern. We are here to serve the children. And that's that. We are here to look out for the family's safety. And that's that. That's the only time it comes into play. We are not remotely part of that. Nope. Just putting that out there right at the top. Not interested, not happening. We want people to trust us. We will not betray any private information like that. The child can also have not received a wish from, my mouse has been wild today, guys, sorry about that. They cannot receive a wish from us before or another wish granting organization. Now, things like Bear Hugs and Cal's Angels do not count, but things like the Hunt of a Lifetime, it's a big wish granting experience, that does count. Sunshine Foundation, that counts. If you have any questions about whether or not an organization that provided the family an experience counts, please feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to let you know. I have a huge list. I'm not going to share it with you and bore you, but if you're curious, let me know. And the ways to refer, the medical providers can refer. The zip code automatically sends that referral to the correct chapter. And there's a portal that is just for licensed medical professionals, and families can refer themselves via illinois.wish.org. That's it, refer a child here, or right here, we have this lovely link to the portal, wish.org/Illinois/refiera. And you can click on that and make a referral in Espanol. And let's talk about that process. So this is what the portal looks like. It says family, medical team, or other. So if you are not part of the medical team or the family, you can share information here about Make-A-Wish. I will say, unfortunately, this is currently only available in English. I am working on a Spanish version, hopefully soon. But in the meantime, this is what is available. It is a fairly simple form to fill out. It takes a minute or two at best. But some families can really struggle with this. As community, health workers, I'm sure you've all seen that, health literacy comes in all different levels and they don't know what illness to put or anything like that. You are not able to refer the child directly, but you can assist a family and say, hey, have you talked about Make-A-Wish with your doctor? Do you want to submit a referral? You can pull out your laptop, your iPad, and help them fill that form out. I think that is a great spot to have community health workers plug in and help families to empower them to either ask their medical specialist to submit the referral or to help them do it themselves. Anyone submitting a referral must have permission of the parent or legal guardian. And we do ask that you kind of refrain from making guarantees or promises. A lot of times you'll hear like, oh, I know a kid with that had a wish. We find that many families are not 100% aware of the medical condition that was the eligible medical condition, especially with medically complex children. So it's best to just kind of hedge your bets and say things along the lines of, a referral is a request to explore eligibility. Our dedicated staff, we will convey the outcome of that referral once a determination has been made. So nobody gets a referral and goes into a black hole. If you make a referral, I will either tell you we are moving forward, or I will be telling you I have long lists of other resources for other organizations to share with families. So nobody leaves empty-handed. And the door remains open to re-refer until that 18th birthday. You can help us reach every eligible child because, again, you are so plugged into your community. When you meet a family with a child that you think could be eligible for a referral, there's community resource cards, which we were also going to send out to you. They are double-sided in English and in Espanol that can help you kind of troubleshoot, like, is this a potentially eligible child? It has lots of wonderful questions. It asks you, have they been hospitalized unexpectedly? Do they have a shortened life expectancy? Are they waiting for an organ transplant? If the answer is yes, on that community resource guide, it may be a good idea to explore that eligibility, or at the very least, have me send them other resources. So here again are those websites for referring or refiera. And we really encourage you to jump in and help your community learn about Make-A-Wish, because together we can make sure that every eligible child in Illinois gets this life-changing experience. And so here's our information. And Marimar, is there anything you wanted to add?
No, I think it was perfectly done. And again, I think one of my biggest takeaways for everyone is sometimes there's opportunities where you're like, oh, I don't really know how I fit into it.
Yeah.
You always fit. There's always space for you. There's always something you can do if this is something that like is appalling for you. And again, if you have any questions, whether it be on how to get involved or how to get your community or your network involved, please let me know.
Absolutely. If you have any questions about referral eligibility, if you have a child you're thinking may need a wish, but you don't know what the best language is to use with the family, absolutely anything, just please reach out to us. We really are here to help and to engage and connect with our community. We recently had a campaign asking for wish makers, and absolutely anybody that touches our organization and shares our mission is a wish maker. So everyone here, just by listening to us talk about this, is a wish maker. If you would like to deepen that wish making relationship, truly do not hesitate to reach out to myself or to Marimar. We are here to answer any questions. There is no question silly, sad, small, or dumb. We are here to listen and engage.
Oh my gosh, thank you both so much. That was a really amazing presentation. I feel like a lot of folks hopefully have heard of Make-A-Wish, but like there's hearing about it and then there's kind of learning some of these more intricate details. So I feel like I've learned a lot already. I'm just going to pause our recording for questions, just in case anyone has a question they don't want recorded. So with that, I just want to say now that we've, thank you so much, Andrea, Marinamad, for a wonderful presentation. This was really cool to learn more about Make-A-Wish and how you're making a difference, not only for children, but also their families. I do see a hand. Adriana, did you want to ask a question or make a comment?
Yes. I just want to ask a quick question. I'm Adriana with 18 Care Connections. I was looking over the orientation. Is that in person or is it via Zoom?
It is
For, go ahead.
yeah, it is a virtual orientation. So you can definitely join through your computer. I believe it is through Zoom. And then just put a little plug out there that right now the orientations are held in English, but we are working this fall on having an orientation completely in Spanish. So it could be open to those that are monolingual Spanish speakers also. But yes, the orientation you see on the website right now is virtual via Zoom.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank
I will
you.
definitely log in the event, when I get a minute. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome.
That's wonderful. So I also just want to open up a little bit of space. If anyone would like to introduce themselves or share about anything that's going on at their organization or any events, any announcements, you can always also feel free to email me and share a flyer or share an announcement, and I will get it out to our listserv. So I'm anticipating that our follow-up email from today's session will go out sometime next week. So if you do have things to share, please email them to me by this Friday. Adriana, did you have another something to share? Was your hand left over from before?
Yes, it's left over from before. I don't know how to remove
Okay.
it.
All good. Anyone else have anything they'd like to share about what's going on with their organization? Any announcements or events? Okay. I will share that our next session,
Do you see a hand up, Marie?
I'm sorry?
I see a hand up.
Yeah, she said her hand was left over from before.
Oh, okay.
I need to hop, so I just wanted to say thank you again for having me, and please reach out if you have any questions. I once more put our information in the chat.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you,
great
thank you,
rest of
thank
your
you.
day.
Thank you so much for having me.
And so just to kind of finish up our next session, our August session of CHLC is going to take place on August 19th. So that will be at 12 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to have a presenter talking about public benefit access and the role of community health workers. So it promises to be a really good presentation with a lot of great information about all the programs at the state or federal level that people might be able to access and how we as CHWs can help them access those services. So that invite has gone out. If you need more information, please reach out to me. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here.